Hi girlfriends, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do Sister Secrets Part 2. And we're mixing up the scenery. So last time, if you haven't seen number one, I'll just tell you anyway. I was in my family home and I had a hot drink and it was very chill, and that's the vibe of this video. It's kind of like a podcasty vibe, so you don't really have to watch me if you don't want to. Obviously you can if you want, but you can leave me on the side or the TV and just listen, because it's going to be one of those sort of vibes where it's very chill, but I just wanted to mix it up. So I'm in my car today. I'm in Sainsbury's car park and it's a vibe because I literally have this like ring light in front of me, which isn't actually a ring light, but I'm literally at underground car park, so I was like, the lighting's going to be shocking, but clearly I was wrong. I've had a very rocky day today, can't lie guys. I've had some bad news, but I basically I just filmed an intro to a vlog which will be out on Friday, so I explain it all in that, but you may have seen on my TikTok and stuff. I had an incident with my car. Yeah, I've been very emotional today, and I was like, okay, I'll just go and get like a hot drink, and Costa kindly have given me a drink for this video. Not for this video, I wish it was sponsored. No, they've basically just on the app, they were like, you have a reward, and I was like, oh, okay. So I got myself a drink, was planning to get a hot drink, but got in there and I was like, do you know what? Today's been very like mellow, I need something to like spice up my life a little bit. So I got this baby. It's the mango and passion fruit cola, which if you don't know is my favourite drink. And I think I've got the large one. It's very cold and very yummy, so I needed this in my life. So I'm going to be drinking my mango passion fruit cola and basically just answering all your questions. If you don't know the vibe of the Sister Secret videos, they're basically podcast vibes, as I said, but they're going to be kind of like me being your big sister for however many minutes the video is. So I did have a part one, which I will link below, so you guys can also go watch that one, because it'll be different questions. But basically it's a little series on my channel where I'm going to do it every like, I don't one every like 6 weeks kind of vibe, maybe once a month depending on how often, like how many other videos I have to film. But I have so many questions from you guys, which I asked for on my More of G Instagram. Make sure to follow all my socials. Let's just get into the questions and let's go. So the first question I got is, how do you get rid of spots quickly? Okay guys, I am going to be completely honest with you guys. My skin is very up and down. I definitely don't have the best skin. I've never had perfect skin. I've never been that person that has no spots. I've always had a spot on my face at every point that I can remember in my life. I am not the best person to answer this, but what I would say is there's no quick fixes to spots. I think the best products really are the Mario Badescu drying lotion, which is really good for like drying out the spot. Starface is really good for that too. I always nick Amelie's. I need to get my own ones to be honest, but I'd go through a pack a night because I have so many spots at the minute. On the real, like I genuinely, it's so important to like normalize it and don't feel bad that you have spots. Like honestly, sometimes it's just like out of your control. And like I took Roaccutane, which is the strongest thing you can get prescribed from the doctors, well actually from the dermatologist, and it did help my skin for a bit, but I definitely don't think it ever like cleared my skin fully. For like, obviously I still get spots now, so I don't know, it was kind of a short fix, but I could probably do with going on it again. And that my spots aren't that bad at the minute. They do get bad around my period, and they did get to the bottom of it that it was just hormonal acne, but my hormones are just crazy clearly. So I kind of went off on a tangent, by the way. Sorry, I feel like I'm going to do that with a lot of questions because I want to give you more than just like a short answer. Oh my god, someone's about to come to their car and see me filming. I definitely recommend going to see the doctors because they can give you tablets. I know a lot of my friends go on the combination pill, which helps them with their skin, which I personally am not allowed to have because I have migraines, and if you have migraines and go on the pill, it can lead to like strokes, which obviously I don't want to risk getting. So it's a really difficult one, but definitely speak to your doctors if they're getting you down. I can give you loads of different stuff from the doctors, which obviously is free if you're under a certain age. For me it's not, but for you guys that are watching this probably is. Okay, next, how do you stay motivated? I mean, motivation comes in waves for me. Like some points I'll be like so unmotivated, I literally just feel like, what is the point, I just can't be bothered today. I go through phases like that, and I think people need to normalize that because you're not always going to be 100% motivated ever. Like it's really unrealistic to think that you're always going to feel like top of your game, like 100% I can do this, I can do this, I can do that, I'm you know, feeling very motivated today. Like it's just not it's not going to be that way. So you need to just accept that, you know, motivation comes in waves, and if you're having a day where you're just like, I can't do this today, don't do it. Don't stress. Just find the time when you do feel motivated. I feel like in my head, when I start something, I will know if I'm feeling motivated for that or not. And if I'm not feeling motivated, it's going to be a very, very silly option to try and do it, because I'm not going to be in it. It's not going to be productive. So it's best to like not force yourself to get that motivation. Can't stress enough to you guys, like when you're young, I feel like things feel so big, and like you feel like you've got to do things straight away, and like just take your time and like enjoy life, and don't constantly put pressure on yourself to be motivated all the time. Just try and be productive, like try and make a little to-do list each night. That's really how I stay motivated, because I'll make a little to-do list. If I have a lot going on that day or the next day, like I'll make a little list and I'll put things that I definitely need to get done. Sometimes I order them in the order that they need to be, like the top one will be what I really need to get done that day. And I feel like having a little to-do list really motivates me, because then I check it off and I feel good about it. Don't look at it as a big problem, break it down into smaller problems and try and get on top of things like that. That's my main tip, I'd say. Next, we are going on to this one, which is a bit juicy. Tips on drifting from a toxic friend, but no beef. So I think this sometimes is a blessing. If you can naturally drift from someone that you know is not good for you, but you don't have to have beef with them, it's ideal, because you know, some people you can't exactly drift with because you know it's going to cause problems, but like this is literally the opposite of that. Like you are drifting naturally. If you're happy to be drifting and you want to be drifting, I'm guessing you do because she's toxic or he's toxic, like that's great. Like let it naturally drift and just stay civil. I feel like especially being like a girl in like high school, secondary school, whatever you want to call it, you either have to like someone or you hate them, and I hate that. I feel like you should not need to hate people. Do you know what I mean? Like if you can leave things on like civil terms and just be like, you know, friendly but not best friends, like that is ideal. And like I feel like we need to normalize that. Like why do we have to hate people if we don't get on with them? Like 100%. It's a really difficult one, but like I think if you know they're toxic for you, drift away and just like, you know, still be like friendly with them, but just don't like overdo it too much so like they think you're going to be closer again. Like I think naturally this one will pan out itself if you're already drifting. I'm scared to start my period, please give advice. So my advice for periods, don't fear them. They aren't something to be embarrassed about, they aren't something to be scared of. It's a part of your life that you're gonna have and you're gonna go through, and it's not scary. It's really not scary. Like I think the thought of your period is really daunting when you're young, and I think when they talk to you at school about periods, you're like, oh my god, this sounds absolutely dreadful, like I do not want that. But like everyone around you, girl wise, is gonna go through it, and I think you just need to remember that like everyone is going to be going through the same thing eventually. I think just be prepared. That's my main advice. Be prepared for it. Make sure you have something in your bag, either a tampon or a pad, whatever you feel comfortable with. Make sure you have that with you at all times, and keep it in your school bag or whatever you want to keep it in. Maybe like in a little bag inside your bag. I think that would be a good idea, with some sprays or something. I just think don't be scared, be prepared, and make sure when it starts you speak to someone you're close to, either a really good friend or your mum or your auntie or your big sister or me. I'm always open on my DMs, guys. Honestly, if you ever need anything, I'm always here for you guys. I literally, more than anything, want to be like a person that you guys can come to. That's just like, that's what this video is for. This is what my channel is about, you know. I'm your big sister. Even if you're older than me, I'm still your sister, okay? Be prepared, make sure you speak to people. Honestly, just don't fear it. Like, it will happen when it happens, and when it happens, you'll be like, this isn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Trust me. Okay, next. Is it normal to be months from your first period to your next? Right, so I actually didn't think about this, right, until the other day, and then I realised I started my period when I was like 12. I think I was year 7. I can't exactly remember, but I think I was year 7. And then I didn't have my period for genuinely about 8 months after that. And my best friend at the time was exactly the same. She started a bit later than me, but she had a period, then didn't come on for like 8 months as well. I think when you're first coming on your period, like your body's like a bit confused and there's a lot to like process. And obviously it's like setting up for your periods to be like regular, but I think it is so normal for that to be a thing. But I feel like no one ever speaks about that. Like I have not heard anyone say that ever until like I thought about it the other day, and I was like, yeah, I started then, but I didn't really have regular periods till I was about 13. But yeah, it's completely normal. Just make sure you're prepared, because at first, yeah, they're not regular at all. Like, I don't know if other people have been regular. I think people probably can be regular, but I wasn't like dead on a month later or 28 days later, because obviously that's how long your cycle is. I was literally like 6, 7, 8 months later. So yeah, it's normal. Just make sure you're prepared, because it could come at any time and it's quite unknown at that point. But as soon as they start being regular, they, like, my periods are every 28, like they are dead on, and I have an app called Clue which helps me track all my periods, and it's always dead on. So definitely get Clue if you're like on a regular period, because then you know when to be prepared to have one. But yeah, it's normal, don't worry, you're normal. I had exactly the same, so we're in the same boat, queen. But now I've got a regular period because I've been on my period for about 7 years. Nice. TMI? No.
Never TMI in this video, never TMI.
What to do when your friend becomes friends with a girl that's been rude to you. Okay guys, I need a drink for this one. Oh, here we go. I think the best way of life is to be honest with how you feel. If this girl is your friend and she's doing that to you, maybe she's not really your friend, but before you draw any conclusions, speak to her, say, you know how I feel about her. Is there a reason why, you're speaking to her? Is there a reason why, like, this is happening? Like, do you have my back? Like, you need to suss out her loyalties, because if she's not loyal to you, girl, bye, girl, bye. Like, see ya. Like, you don't want that. I personally, if someone's been horrible to my friends, I would never go out my way to be their friend, because if you're not my girl's friend, you're not my friend, you know what I mean? That's my vibe. But it's different for everybody, and that's fine. Like, some people don't see a problem in that, so I think just address it, tell her how you feel. If she's very like defensive or doesn't really want to hear what you've got to say, then you kind of know where you stand. I wouldn't try and make a big thing out of it. Just be like, oh, like, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, are you really close with her? Like, I think you just need to throw hints that you aren't comfortable with that. Maybe also, I think another thing is, make it clear you wouldn't be like that to her. Be like, if this was the other way around, I wouldn't do this to you. Maybe try and like tell her that you have her back more than she has your back, because then she's going to be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Quite a difficult one though, and I feel like a lot of girls go through that, so don't feel alone, babes. I've probably been there. Well, I've definitely been there. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm gonna get on to the next question, because I literally just blabbered for England. Right, I recently moved school and the friend group I'm in is so toxic, and I don't know anybody else. Okay, this is a difficult one, but just remember, you are a newbie in this place. You have the power, babes. Like, being a newbie can be scary, but you have the power right now. Like, you can get to know as many people as you want. You're a fresh face. People are gonna want to talk to you. I would say in classes, in different things, just start talking to other people, and they're toxic, so you need to get away. So I would gradually just start getting away from them. So just make some more friends, and then the girls that are toxic shouldn't really hold a grudge if you're that new. Like, what can they say if you've been in their group for a week? Like, you're hardly like committed. Do you know what I mean? You have the right to get to know whoever you want to get to know. And yeah, I don't feel like you need to have beef with those girls. So like, if you just drift, like, I personally, if this was me as one of those toxic girls, I wouldn't be like, why is she leaving? Like, because it's not that deep. Like, you're not like committed friend to that group. You have the power. Get to know everybody and find your group, babes, because you're only going to regret it later on if you leave it too long. So just quickly make sure you get to know people and find who's right for you, because you will know when you found the right group. What is the best foundation? I've been looking for one for so long, can't find a good one. So I have a lot of recommendations for foundations. I am the queen of foundations. I have every single foundation you can probably think of. Joking, not every single one, but quite a lot. Depending on what you want, I'm going to give you some options, and then you can go look up. So some are like medium coverage, some are like full coverage, some are like light coverage. I love the Ordinary foundation. That's what I'm wearing today. Very natural, very not too heavy. It's just the best, like, everyday one for me. Love it, and it's so cheap. It's really, really inexpensive. I also love the Milani Conceal and Perfect. That's very full coverage. When I'm tanned, that's the one I normally wear. I love NARS long wear. Like the skinny bottle. Skinny? I don't want a fat Barbie, I want a skinny one. She's not fat, she's body positive. L'Oreal True Match is quite nice, not too full coverage. MAC Studio Fix, I love that, but it's, again, not too heavy, but it's a little bit more expensive than the Ordinary, and they're kind of similar, so I'd go for the Ordinary over that one. But yeah, one of those I'm sure will tickle your fancy base, but depending on what you're looking for, because obviously there's like different coverage and different finishes. But yeah, I love a foundation, and I honestly am a bit obsessed with buying new foundations, so you came to the right place. How did your family react when they found out Emily has a boyfriend? This is quite a cool one. Obviously it's more for Emily, but I'm going to answer it because obviously I'm the family that would have been reacting, so it's still kind of to do with me. We kind of knew she was speaking to Alfie for a while. She was on FaceTime to him sometimes. We kind of had an inkling that she liked him. Me being me, I'm a bit of a wind-up, and I love to like, I'm like, oh, how's Alfie? Like, I'll be that girl that just asks, and like, you know, and she's being shut up, and you know how, you know, like, you know, when someone's reacting, so you know they like them. That's how she was reacting. So I had a little nosy. Personally, for my family, like, some people find it quite strange that Emily's young, she's got a boyfriend, and you know, she's been with him quite a long time. I literally had the same. Like, I got with a boy when I was like 12 or 13, 12 I think, and I stayed with him for quite a few years, so I don't feel like it's like, I don't know, it's not that odd for us. I feel like it's just one of those things, and as long as he's nice, and obviously we met him, we love Alfie, he's part of the fam now, he's literally like my little bro. Love it. Yeah, I feel like because they were young, we didn't really like think too much into it, but yeah, they're a great little couple. So ship. Wait, someone took the mick out of me because I did this on TikTok. How do you do the heart? That's like what we used to do when I was young, okay? I'm sorry, I'm old, alright? How to smell nice all day. Okay, guys, smelling nice is the key to life. I genuinely just don't want anything more in life than to smell nice constantly. So, get a good perfume. I love the Lancome Idol, I think it's called. What other ones do I like? I would say put on a perfume in the morning, and then throughout the day, bring a spray with you and just keep spritzing, or get like you can get like these little bottles, which I've got in here. They're like little sprays, and I just keep them in my car or in my bags, and I just like spray them, or like the roll-on ones. Constantly have it with you, and smelling nice is the key to life. I literally never really used to care about perfumes that much, but recently, like, I have to put on perfume every single day, or if I forget, I have to go home and put it on because it will ruin my day. How to get a guy friend not to fall for you. I feel like I can't talk about this one. I need your guys' help, because I struggle with that one. I don't know how to say it without sounding like pick me, but I've always gotten really well with boys all my life. I always preferred boys. I didn't prefer boys, but I never really had a preference for like boy or girl mates, because boys were so much less like bitchy and nasty, and like they were just so much more chill. And like, I used to be one of those girls that used to go on Xbox and play Xbox games. Like, Emily is very similar to me in that way. I feel like we relate on that level. But the thing is, it is hard, because I think there's a line that you can cross as a boy and girl friend. If you're too close, like, someone normally catches feelings, and it does get a bit awkward. But yeah, personally for me, I would just make sure you draw boundaries. Like, if you don't like someone, just be like, oh, I'm so glad. Friend zone them. Make sure you friend zone them. Just drop in little hints that you're just friends and you're always going to be that way. Like, and even if they do end up like liking you, I don't think that's the end of the friendship. Like, you can still come back from it. It's natural. If you're spending a lot of time with someone, it is natural that someone might get attached and someone might start feeling a certain way. It's just one of those things. But yeah, girls, if anyone's got any advice, because I might need it, can you comment it down below? I feel like I don't fit in with my trio. Any tips? Trios are really difficult. I made a TikTok on this and it literally went viral. Trios are very difficult to be involved with. It depends on what way you don't fit in. Do you not feel like you fit in, or are they leaving you out? Like, it depends where the line is. But I think it's always a good option to bring someone into your group, or you find another group. I don't know, you just need to be open with your feelings, and yeah, it depends on the situation. It's quite situational, that one. Someone's put, I know you're straight, but have you got any advice on coming out, especially to parents? So yeah, I am completely straight, so I obviously don't have experience with this, but I would like to still give some advice if I can. So I would say don't rush it. Like, take your time. If you're not ready, you're not ready. There's no rush to ever, you know, say something like that. I just think, like, personally, I would want nothing more than if I had a child that felt they were gay, bi, whatever, I would love them to be able to, like, tell me. And I just wish people had that. Like, I don't want people to be judged for what they like, who they love. Like, it shouldn't be an issue in this day and age. But just don't rush. You know, when you feel it's the right time, it probably will be the right time. And if you want to come out, like, right now, you know, it might be a difficult conversation you gotta have, but I think you will know in your heart if it's time to do so, and if you're ready to do it, and you know, you've got to, it's a shame, but like there might be some people come back with things that you don't necessarily want to hear, but it's something you are, like there's nothing you can do about it. You are who you are for a reason, and don't be ashamed of who you love ever. Don't ever feel like you can't come out, because someone, a lot of people will still respect you. I will respect you so much if you do that, because I can't imagine how hard it can be for some people. I can't really give you too much advice, but I'm just wishing you the best, and I hope when you do decide to come out, I hope you feel empowered, because that's how you should feel, because it's not an easy thing to do. Don't rush, take your time, and when you're ready, the people that love you shouldn't care, and if they care, you don't need those opinions anyway. Do you know what I mean? Just stay true to yourself always, and I'm sending you so much love. Okay, I'm gonna do one more and then I'm gonna leave it there. How to know when to drop a boy. So, babes, if you're seeing red flags, they're there for a reason. Sips the tea. I literally haven't drank any of my drink. Whoops. I would say you will know in your heart when it's time to drop someone, and if someone is showing you signs that you shouldn't be with them, take the signs, don't ignore them. You deserve everything. That's what I want the bottom line of this video to be, guys. You are in control of your life. You deserve nothing but good things in life, and I honestly would hate to see anyone waste time on people that don't deserve their time. You will know when the right person is the right person, and if they're not the right person, don't stress, don't fret on it, move on. You know, you are in control of everything. Everything you do results into something else. Like getting away from this one person and dropping him, I know it can be so hard and it's easier said than done, but it could be, you could get with the love of your life in 2 months' time. Like, you don't know what's planned. If you feel in your heart it's time to drop this person, it probably is time to drop this person. Personally, for me, like, I get attached to people very easily. Friendships, like boys, anything, I do get attached very easily, and I will be completely committed to like trying to make it work, and sometimes I put in too much effort that really I should be putting elsewhere, because they don't deserve that energy from me. Like, I'm fighting a one-way battle when it's pointless. And I've seen my friends go through so much heartbreak with boys, and I just know they don't deserve, like, that boy doesn't deserve them, but they keep forgiving, keep forgetting, and you will know if you think it's time to drop that boy. Please just don't hang around, don't hang on to something that shouldn't be hung on to.
Get rid of it.
Find someone that actually deserves you, and you will be happier. Please,
I just want people to be happy.
I think you're answering your own question by asking me that. You probably know it's time to drop that boy, whoever you're talking about. Drop him, he needs to go. Cut him off. But as I said, I sympathise. I know it's not that easy, and you know, we're all guilty of sticking around too long sometimes, and that's fine. It's part of learning, but you will get to the point. That's where I'm your big sister. That's where I've gone through it, and like, I'm trying to help you guys. Like, don't do it. Don't make my mistakes. You know, that's the whole point of this. So I'm going to end this video here because I've literally been talking for so long, and I'm going to get back home and sort my life out a little bit. Maybe get my car fixed. Who knows? Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm really wanting to do a drive with me soon. How would you guys feel about a little drive with me situ soon? Because I haven't done one for so long, and sitting in the car filming is just like a vibe. So yeah, let me know what you thought of this video. If you want a part 3, let me know. Any questions down below, you can always DM them to me if not. And yeah, I literally want to send so much love to everyone. These videos make me feel like your big sister and like so connected and close to you guys. Like, it's literally my favourite videos to film, where I'm just giving you advice and talking from the heart. Sending you all so much love, and I will see you guys in my next video. Please make sure to like and subscribe, because we're super close to 19k. I love you guys. Speak to you soon. Bye.